if you could go back
Oh,
when you were just starting,
just a wee skinnier lad, right? Way back in the day.
just a wee lad, as a beginning baby entrepreneur, what would be the top two pieces of advice that you would give to brand new David?
Yeah, man, don't be afraid. I would give you a couple of things. Well, the two biggest things. One, I would 1 bazillion% have held more properties. Like, and I don't know if you probably talked to a lot of guys. If anybody who's been in this business for 10 years or more, that's always the answer. God, I wish I'd have kept more of those properties instead of wholesaling, right? I've wholesaled over 1,600 properties. Anytime I'm with somebody that's been around for a while, we all be like, "Oh, dude, I sold this property for 14,000. That's now worth 300." Like gosh, But we all do the things at the time that we think we need to. We were broke. We were young kids. We needed money. So one, I would definitely have kept more properties, and the other one is, find a tribe. Right? Find some people, whether it's a mastermind like this or, your local real estate group, but find some people that are in this business, because this can be hard. Like real estate's not complicated. There's a freaking third grader we can explain this business to. But, we're dealing with people, and people are sometimes a little bit on the wacky side, and some days it's just hard. And if you're sitting in your kitchen trying to do this by yourself and not talk to anybody, then you know what? There's going to be days where people are telling you suck, and it's just tough, man, right? So be around people that are doing the business, right? Be a part of their wins, and they can help you on the days when you're down, and then there are going to be days where you're up and they're down, and you can kind of help each other, right? There's so many properties out there. Anytime, and I've thought this, like, oh, we bought all the properties.
They're all gone.
We've bought them all. Our marketing just doesn't work. There's nobody else that wants to sell, right? Or I've filled up all the buyers. All the buyers in my town have bought everything they could ever. Listen, that's paranoia, and that is self-preservation in our brain trying to protect us, right? But do not be afraid that there's talking to somebody else in your town is going to hurt your business. My God, it will only accelerate what you're doing, because you're going to be around. Now, choose to be around successful people, right? Do not go around negative Nancy, complainers, I eject those people out of my life, like, without even thinking about it anymore, right? I don't want to be around them. I don't, if they're in your family, then I love my family. I go see them, but I don't spend, like, I'm not going to say that because this could be out there, but they're just people that I just choose not to spend an inordinate amount of time with. Like, we may be at Thanksgiving dinner, and that's cool, but then I'm out, right? Because a lot of times people won't understand what we're doing, right? My parents love what I'm doing now, and I don't know that my mom always understands. I have to show her podcasts every so often. She's like 78, but me and my brother are very successful wholesalers. But when we started, they're like, that's kind of weird. I don't know what you're doing, right? But now we've had tremendous success, so they get it. But in the beginning, my time was better spent at a REIA around people who were doing deals, right? So you can you can just sort of steal that belief system from other people, and it will get you through the tough days.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think that that's a piece of advice that we almost hear so often that we almost kind of start taking that for granted.
Yeah.
But I realize in my life, every single new level that I progress to, the thing that has catapulted me to that has been around people, has been being around people that has made me realize it's possible. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that's where the magic of like you said, finding your tribe comes in.
Yeah. So. I was the last person in the office was my customer success manager. Her name is Hannah. When you guys sign up with us, she should be the first person you talk to. But she's amazing. Probably one of the smartest title people I know. Like, I used to think I was pretty smart, and this girl far exceeded me. But she's buying her first duplex tomorrow. And I was
that's awesome. I love that.
Yes. And, we had this very conversation. She's like, I feel empowered to do this because I'm just around you guys, and it's like nothing. You buy properties left and right. It's not even a thing. Nobody gets excited. I wasn't fearful. They can sort of just kind of steal that energy and that confidence. And, she's able to do that because she's here, right? And she goes to events with me where we're backstage with Pace Morby and you and like all these guys. Like, it just becomes a thing. Everybody does it, right?
Yeah.
And that was not me. When I went to my first REIA, Kendall, I tell the story a lot of, kind of longer form podcasts where like, oh, tell me your story. I'm like, dude, I was afraid to go to my first REIA. Like I drove to Orlando. It was Central Florida Real Estate Investors. It was the third biggest in the country. So there's like hundreds of cars there in like 2004. Dude, I drove through, I started looking for a parking spot, and I got so nervous and so much anxiety because also I'm incredibly introverted. I know I've been shut up for an hour, but like I was so nervous. I drove out the other side and went home, and I was married at the time, and told my wife, I'm like, couldn't find it. Just couldn't find it, because I was so scared, right?
Wow.
So I do remember what that feeling is like. And, I was literally, even at family, I'm the guy that will sit at the back of the room. I'm not great at being out there and talking to people. So I remember that, but I also remember how valuable it was to start to make those friends and be in those groups and go to those meetups and, start to be around people who are like, oh yeah, I bought this house, over in, West Orlando, and it's, 400,000. I'm putting 200 into it. I'm like, oh, but that just became the norm, right? That just became like, oh, well, if he's doing what, he's not special. I'm at least as smart as him. Why am I not doing that? And there's, guys, 22 years I've been doing this. There are some people who are dopey as a day is long that make a ton of money because they just follow the steps. They just go out and do the same thing over and over. They do what Kendall's telling them, right? Put out your marketing, make offers. Put out your offers or your marketing, make offers, right? Just do the steps, right? If you do the thing works. I promise you it works. There's far too many. I'm telling you, we need $500 million in closings. The stuff works, right?
It works.
Yeah, it works. Like but I get it, man. When I was new, I understood. I understand. I remember, even though it was 22 years ago, like I remember being afraid. So that's my advice is get around some people who are doing it.